Okay, so first thing we'll look at posture. See your belt buckle on this right hand one, a bit more leveled off. It's not gone that far lower, to be fair. You probably felt your hips are sort of pointing somewhere down here. In reality, they're obviously not, as you can see there, but certainly a bit more tilt. I think the more your legs flex this way, the more that pelvis kind of tips underneath. So just being a little bit taller and a bit more tilt at setup, but generally speaking, it's a better position. And then in the practice swing, this is obviously exaggerated, okay, but your hips are going to kind of trigger here now, and then the swing starts, and there's top of your backswing. Now the club's a little bit strong there at the top of the backswing, a bit closed, which is why some of your shots are going a bit to the left, okay? When you're a little bit kind of hunched up here on your back foot, kind of cutting across the golf ball, okay? The closed club face helped you, which is a good thing, okay? Obviously with this one here now, when you went back, there's not really much hip turn at all, partly because your hips are leveled off, and they're still not really moving now. They're kind of triggering a little bit now, so obviously the crease on your shorts, they're kind of moving, and now you get to the top of the backswing, and then to complete the backswing, you've now got to collapse your arms. Look at the difference in those two positions there now. That is a much more powerful, stronger position. Yeah. Now again, in reality, if we get all these lines out of the way now so we can see, this is your practice swing. So this was the left hand was your practice swing. It's going to be a bit easier. You come back to the golf ball now, you can see your right shoulder staying in. That would be impact there. Your shoulders are kind of a little bit left.
Yeah.
Compare that to, that's where your shoulders need to be impact there.
Yeah.
But they still keep going. That's your shoulders there. So the shoulders are going a long way left, which is going to start the ball left, pull it left, and be a bit steeper.
Yeah.
So your bad shots would be kind of roofy, left, pulley left, or if you're a bit hunching the posture and you pull back and you're swinging left, up on it, toppy. And I reckon that's probably the sort of shot you get into a little bit more so when you're getting a bit tired towards the end, or a bit of nerves, a bit of anxiety, you've got a good score going, you know you're trying to get under a certain number. Hey, like I say, don't be embarrassed that you bottled it, okay? Bottling it shows you've actually got in a situation to be able to bottle it. People go, I never bottle it. Yeah, because you never be in a position to chance to win the tournament to actually to bottle it, yeah? So it's not a bad thing. For me, it's learning, okay, what have you done when you made that mistake? How can we learn from that? But just looking at the daylight between your right arm and your left, I was a bit more there, a bit more underneath here, keeping this shoulder back to get that speed. It's not hit it hard with the shoulder here, okay? Then as when you go through, that when you sort of trigger this a bit more, that was a bit more towards your old swing, okay? Yeah. So you kind of, this was kind of a full swing motion because you went right the way through.
Yeah.
This was, I'll practice, stop, and then just sort of swish my arms through. Whereas this one now is full swing.
Yeah.
And you can get a bit sort of collapse at the top. Just controlling that kind of structure up here. That just looks a little bit, again, out of control, that's all. It goes a long way when you get it, but you miss it, it's going to be a long way offline. So, but in terms of posture there, so pelvis tip from there, so you keep your legs straight. There when you tip forward, and you almost flex your knees before you tip your hips down. So you put your hand on your sort of belt buckle and you push back. Here, that's good, okay? Now watch your knees. So when you bend your knees, look at your pelvis, see how it's sort of tipping underneath, and now your belt buckle's kind of leveling off here.
Yeah.
That would be about the amount of flex you need.
Okay.
You just keep going, yeah? Then you probably come back up a little bit and come back. That's okay kind of there, but putting your arms on, sort of getting yourself comfortable, you do then kind of just level off a little bit. Not as much as you were, obviously. And like I said, this already feels a bit strange anyway. To go down to where you want to get to would just feel astronomical. But I can't do that. That's too far over. So in time, do it gradually. Perhaps do some videos on here or take some photographs when you're practicing and just sort of ping them across and say, am I in the right spot? Or look at some pictures at the end here now and show kind of the pros and see kind of what they're into in terms of their belt buckle line. You can have a reference point there to swing from, okay? But now from at least from that better position, you are able now to rotate. So that's good. Obviously your arm is able to go back further now, hence why it's a bit of a longer arm backswing, but at least you're able to rotate yourself out the way. That's going to help get the golf club now. Your shoulders there, the club's just before impact. The shoulders there a little bit more towards target, okay? And then through into impact there. Good position, ball flight down the fairway nicely. And again, this is now up on its toe more freely. Some of the shots you made, not so much this one I don't think, but some of the shots there, yeah, to be fair, haven't really come off that back foot. No. Now, as I said, in here, calm, no panic, no stress, no consequence, no score to worry about. You can almost shut your eyes, jump on your right foot and golf ball pretty good. When you're out there and you've got a good score going, it's like things are going to start increasing. When it's hot as much as it was on the weekend, I say I doubt anybody drank enough. I mean, you should be looking at 4.5 litres. I mean, my brother-in-law went to Afghan for military tour. It was 56 degrees. They had to drink 14 litres a day. and they were just basically on patrol walking around. They weren't like hitting golf balls up and down, they were just sort of out and about doing stuff on there. Okay, they're carrying heavy weights and stuff, but they're not doing physically that much in the first week, just to try to acclimatise. 14 litres a day. Yeah. Okay, so over a long period, not the sort of 4 hours, but people aren't drinking 3, 4, 5 litres on the golf course. 1 or 2 of them. Oh, I bought a 330ml. It's gone by the 16, like, I'm parched now. Yeah, so that's always going to be some part of the game that's going to affect it again. But just a bit more of a fuller move there now. That's going to help reduce the potential to top or hit underneath the ball there and scuff it. Okay, mate, makes sense?
Yep.
Good stuff, very good.